Take your load off and grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah. It's podcast time.
My third nipple has got some nipple hair out of control.
Cut that shit, dude.
Okay.
Clean that up.
Let's see
What are you
here.
doing over
Bam, bam, bam. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Do you think it's... Does everybody have three nipples?
No,
No.
So it's just me.
it's just
Yeah.
you.
I
He
got
showed
three
me his
nipples.
hair on it earlier.
I really did.
It's growing
Right.
hair.
I
Where's
lost
your,
my leg and started growing a nipple
where's your third one at?
right here.
It's barely a
That's
nipple.
still a nipple. It's got defined hair around it.
I wouldn't call that a
I
nipple.
wouldn't even lift my shirt up for that shit.
Probably my mom smoked while she was pregnant.
I'm mad I even looked at it.
Wasn't worth it, was it?
No,
I
it
was
wasn't.
over here making it into something that's not. I'm really good at that. Telling stories.
Man, speaking of stories.
Exaggerating. He didn't say we couldn't tell it.
Speaking of stories, Nick's
That's
got a
going to be
good
for
one he
premium
won't tell.
content when we have a paywall.
Yeah, that might be for,
When we have a
that might
paywall.
be for Patreon.
Yeah, if people start sending us some money, maybe they start hearing some good stories.
Oh, can we welcome our special guest, please?
Oh, we got Christy Biggs with us here
What's her
today.
middle
The
name?
one and only.
Christy Lee.
Michelle.
Oh,
Christy Michelle.
Christy Tits.
No, listen, we're not going to do that on this podcast.
I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that.
It's a family show. It's a family show. It's a family show. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah.
And
It's nice to
voice-
mix it up.
you'd been real good on one of them. What was the 800 sex lines back in the day?
I don't.
I'm just saying she would have been good.
She has a very kind voice.
Yes.
I have no idea. I didn't participate in any of that back then.
Didn't have to.
I was 9.
I do remember those. I do remember like watching like the Man Show or something on Comedy Central,
yeah.
and they would run ads like you could call, and it was like $10. The first minute's free, and then it's like
yeah.
$9.99 a
Like a
minute.
cocaine bump.
Yep.
Yeah. Who was that, Miss Ruth? Dr. Ruth?
What was her?
Oh,
Sue
Talk
Johansson.
Sex with Sue Johansson.
Oh, man.
Sue Johansson.
Oh, I used to do the what are the ones? Miss Cleo. I used to call them and like try to prank call them a lot. And I did it like 3 times in a row one day, and I like kept saying I was like my grandpa. Like I'd be like, I'm Bobby.
Did she ever give you any good readings?
No, she didn't ever say shit. She said, I'm gonna call your parents, tell them you're playing on the phone.
Playing on my phone. Did she go like to her normal voice, or did she keep it Jamaican?
She kept it Jamaican.
Damn.
I mean, surely it was just a bunch of Jamaican women in one room. It wasn't Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
He didn't talk to the one and only Miss
I
Cleo.
probably didn't. I'm sure there was 100 of them bitches.
She'd have been so busy. She'd been so busy.
Yeah,
I'm
running
sorry.
her little Jamaican
Yeah.
woman empire.
I'm talking to your dead dog right now, but I've got to go. I've got another call on the line.
It's Wes.
There's
8
another
years
30.
old.
There's another $30 waiting for me over here.
I can just see you snickering. He's 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, I probably was. I probably thought I was the funniest person alive at that moment.
I remember I used to like stay up late and watch Comic View on BET. Did y'all
yeah.
come like 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Man, I used to love staying up late and watching that through the week. Then I wouldn't do good
I
at
didn't
school.
get it. I didn't get cable until I was already in high school, I think.
Really?
So, yeah.
Just because y'all couldn't afford it, or
I don't think it was available where we live.
where you were at? I bet that's true.
Yeah.
Out in the cut.
It took y'all until when did y'all just now get internet? No, Josh.
The last 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So what we talking about me? Talking
Like,
about
you could get
Wes.
satellite in Scottsville or whatever, but like where we lived in the woods. They still do. It's the same house that they live in. And
Yeah.
at some point, my dad like cleared out a lot of the trees, and then that's when we got satellite because we
Just
could see the space.
How many trees had to die so y'all could have Discovery
Lots, lots of them. We sold a lot of ricks.
Channel? Man,
Let me get them ricks out, boy.
ricks. Wonder why they call it a rick.
I don't know. I remember when Dad told me that. He's like, well, "I'm gonna sell all these ricks," and I was like, "We own a bunch of people named Rick."
Is it 8 foot wide, 4 foot tall? Is
I
that
ain't
right?
got a clue,
Nick,
Bubba.
somebody know the answer to that.
I'd hate to stack wood 8 foot tall.
No, 8 foot wide.
Okay, I was
and
about to
4
say.
foot tall.
Yeah, I
That's
got
a
it
rick, I
backwards
think.
'cause I'm.
He could be. I have no
What
idea.
would a nick be?
Oh, he'd be about 5'9", 6 inches. 6.5.
On a good day.
Generous. It's generous.
Thick.
God.
Funny you say that about the 6 inches. I was golfing one day with a buddy, and if you're golfing, like you're probably around hole 7 or so, you're gonna whip it out and use the take
Right,
take
yeah,
a
you have to pee,
whiz
yeah.
because you're drinking all day, or
Yeah.
even if you're not drinking, you're drinking water. I like pulled mine out and I said, "Woo! Boys having a good dick day today."
Dude.
And like it's a running joke with my buddies now about how chicks have good hair days and
Right.
like dudes have good dick days.
The first adult man's penis I saw out in public
In public.
was at a golf course. And let me tell you how this happened, okay? I was probably 11, 12 years old, and I had went golfing with my dad. Like where you had to park, there's like a driving range beside the parking lot. And it was like late in the day, and we just finished. Well, I was going to put the clubs in the back of my dad's truck. Well, I come around the front of the truck, and there was this old man that had been, I guess, drinking beer and playing golf all day. And he was in front of my dad's truck. I didn't see him. He was pissing. And I was like head height right there at his dick.
Ugh.
And he had his dick, and he hadn't even stopped pissing. And I stared for a second. It caught me off guard. And I looked up, and he's just like, He didn't even say, And I just turned back around, and I remember it plain as, like, man, I can still see it.
And from then on, Josh was in love.
Man. I just, it was fucked up. You know what I mean? I didn't tell my dad or nobody. Like, I thought I was embarrassed. You know what I mean?
You felt like you got touched or something.
You didn't want anybody to know you saw a dick.
Did
Right.
you take like a cold shower?
No, I think I was embarrassed because mine wasn't that big. That's what it was. I was embarrassed because I was like, man, mine's never gonna be
His
like
balls
that.
are so big. Are my balls supposed to be that big?
Dude was hanging down. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, the first
Wow.
my buddy, you can leave his name in. He really likes when I tell these stories. But my buddy Jacob Walton, his granddad was always
There's stories
infamous
about him.
for being well endowed.
Right.
Named Ellie Walton,
Yep.
Tennessee walking horse trainer. And the first time I saw Ellie's dick, we were all riding around feeding horses together, and him and Jacob are arguing, and he said, "Fuck you, Ellie," and he slammed on the brakes.
His
He
dick
said,
popped out.
He said, "Fuck me." Fuck me, Jacob. He got out and took his overalls off.
I don't like where this story's
Put him-
going.
What? Took his overalls down to his ankles and he bent over and
Oh,
he
shit.
spread his ass cheeks.
Oh
He
shit!
said, "Fuck me, Jacob. You want to fuck me?" But I mean, that was the first time I'd ever realized you could see his penis and balls as he was bent over. Like you could see it. That's how long it was.
That's why people go to therapy when they get older.
Yeah.
I was like, I just went yesterday. I need to re-up tomorrow.
A few weeks later, we were.
You know how much it costs for an hour for me just to call my psychiatrist?
Man.
I'm going to have to call her on the way home after hours.
Man.
It's going to cost me $400 tonight.
Talking about dicks way too much today. Hanging dong.
A few weeks later, we were watering horses. Like, we had to take water in this big tank and fill up the water troughs. And he was taking a whiz beside the truck, and I heard a knock, knock, knock. And, it made me turn around. It made me turn around, and he was shaking it. And he hit the side of the truck with it a couple times.
God.
Shake the action.
Jeez.
And it was,
Hog.
ate soft.
Jesus.
They said he used to, whenever he would,
This
Lay
guy's
with
a
it.
damn rascal.
When
isn't
he
he?
would-
It's just a sexual deviant.
when he would lay with a woman
Yeah.
to see if he was ready for round two, he would hang a soaking wet beach towel from it. He'd get it and a beach towel, yeah.
Soaking wet.
Had
Yeah,
a
he
soaking
can-
wet beach
He can
towel
hang.
on deck.
He can hang a soaking wet beach towel.
You have anything on this, Christy? She ain't seen that much around here.
How big's too big, Christy?
I guess it's subjective.
Haven't met it yet.
She nodded her head.
But I do have, so this conversation is leading me into another conversation.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
So I was listening to a podcast on the way home from work, and I just want to know, have you ever house sit for someone? And if you did you masturbate while you were house sitting?
Would you?
Or
Absolutely.
would you?
I tell you what, there's been.
Treat it like a hotel. Treat it just like a hotel.
You would be embarrassed for me if you could have seen some of the places I've done it before, Christy.
So the reason
John? Fucking disgusting.
I don't think I could do that there.
No.
It's either way too hot or way too cold. One.
It stinks.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, true. The smell. Yeah, that would be.
He could get a Blumpkin, no problem.
Ugh.
So the reason I ask is because what I was listening to, a girl called in and she was house sitting and pet sitting for a friend. She was there for a week. And all week long, she masturbated in every room of the house.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
And
rally,
on-
baby.
And on her last day, she was in the living room masturbating. She got finished and she noticed that there was a pet camera like on like the mantle. And so she got super nervous and she took it and she just broke it. Like she threw it away and she hasn't talked to those friends since.
Does you know how those cameras work? Like it still shows up like wherever it's sending it to.
Well, so that was what they were talking about on the podcast. If you're a fan of Jake Johnson off New Girl, he has a podcast where callers
shouting
call
out.
I
in.
do love that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nick,
We're not
But
plugging
anyways,
I do fuck with Nick Miller though.
yes.
Nick Miller.
podcasts.
So
We'll let this one slide.
so
One of
it
the best
was
characters in TV ever, really.
so it was really funny to hear them say like what they think that they should do, but I knew I was coming home to talk with you guys, so I didn't know if you guys had ever house sit and just jerked it like in rooms.
I was gonna say I said absolutely earlier. But me like thinking back on it, like normally my house, like whenever I've house sit for somebody, it's like I go over there, like take their dogs out or feed their cats, and then I'm out of there.
You don't spend the night.
Yeah, I don't
right.
spend the night. Like
It's definitely a woman thing, isn't it?
what? Spending the night?
House sitting.
And
Yeah.
spending the
I
night,
think I could
yeah.
house sit the shit out of the house.
I mean, I feel like I would if somebody asked me to, but at the same time, if they were, I just like being at my house. I
Who's
like
gonna
my
sit
bed.
at my house?
What?
While I'm sitting at your house, who's gonna sit at
Well, a lot of
mine?
times
Oh,
they
that's
get-
true.
yeah.
Like, what's the point in that?
Yeah.
We got like a ring of house sitters happening,
I don't want
and then there's gonna be
to-
somebody fucked without anybody at their house, unless they got kids.
Do you, what?
I guess we're getting to the age where everybody's got kids, and like you
Yeah.
can just have a kid watch your house.
So to kind of go back to that question, do you like if you're like got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever it may be?
I
Do you
got
bring? Okay, well that's cool.
Nick,
It's 2023.
Nick,
Do you?
another unnamed one?
I
We haven't done
support.
anything
I support y'all.
physical yet.
You don't
Yeah.
have to. It ain't got to
It's
be
coming.
sexual.
It doesn't have to be.
No,
Okay,
y'all can
well-
just be soulmates.
Oh,
You know.
well, let's not get weird with it.
Yeah, that's all you would be if you're not fucking. You're just soulmates.
No, you could still be boyfriend and
Just
boyfriend.
do like hand stuff.
No, not even that.
See, it's all sexual with this guy.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
it's
talking
all
about fucking
sexual
people
with
jacking
this
off in
guy.
people's houses. Okay, so
Yeah,
anyway.
that's a single.
Now,
that's a single man's game.
If I, I hate to tell you, but if you've ever asked me to stay the night, even if it's like a sleepover, I'm sorry.
You probably jerked it a couple times since you've been here this afternoon.
We've been here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Nick's emptied
Nick's
it
been
out
here
twice.
since like 4 o'clock.
It's never empty.
He's emptied it out 3 or 4 times a day.
I was watching.
Christy, would you? Yeah, that's a yes.
The answer is I have. I've never house set, but I have been at people's houses where that has happened. So,
And the going from room to room thing. What was that basketball
That's a
game we used to play? Around the world back in the day. I've never played around the world at somebody's house.
Yeah, I was gonna say doing it every room. Like, what's the point in that? Like, if you're house sitting or whatever. Now, like, if I'm with somebody, my goal is to bang them in every room in the house.
Well, yeah, that's different though. If it's
Like
your
in my house, yeah.
If it's your house.
I will say that I have like house sit with a girlfriend before, like a long time ago, and like we banged in their house.
Yeah, I think that's a normal. That's what I was getting. I think that's a normal thing.
Oh, okay, so
And that's a lot more
masturbation's a little bit
juices.
weird.
When you're solo, you can control.
I think doing every room's weird. I don't.
Yeah,
think
the every room
masturbation-
thing is kind of odd. Like, what's the what, you got a bingo card or something?
I think a lot of it has to do with like just the thrill of you being there like by yourself and that you can do that and of of being caught.
And hold on, is one of these rooms a nursery?
Josh,
Like, that's
y'all
fucking
need to
gross.
hold it in the middle of it.
Yeah, so like so she had the thrill until she got caught, and then it was like, oh fuck, she saw that camera, and that's when the adrenaline
But,
immediately went to fear and guilt and
really?
shame.
Really, that 10 minutes or whatever it took her, they might not have watched that footage. But if the camera was broken, then I would go back to that footage definitely, and I'd be like, how did my camera get broken?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. 'cause
I
I'd
would
be
go
like,
back to watch
and
that.
I would watch it.
But
She
if the
fucked
camera was
herself.
fine, I probably would have never saw that little 10 minutes.
If everything was in place, which I'm sure it was,
Yeah.
just maybe stained up a little bit.
Stained up.
God.
Don't run one of them UV lights.
Snail trail.
I don't know. Yeah, the making it a goal.
That's a
for
good
every,
question, though. I like that. That's a
Yeah,
good
making
topic.
it a goal for every room's weird, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
psycho shit. That's just disrespectful. That's really disrespectful.
I think
don't think it is.
I think you're using
To
that
do it
word.
in every room?
No,
I think you're using that
not-
word a little too harshly, Josh.
Not necessarily disrespectful,
Your
but
friend's house?
but honestly,
I'm trying to see how your mind works.
I'm just
here.
implicating myself.
Who are you?
Yeah.
But the thing
Who's
is,
this woman I love?
Look, if you ask me to stay over for 3 days by
I
myself,
think it's gonna happen.
In every room?
Like maybe not every room, like the
We're
pantry.
talking a nursery and a kitchen,
But-
and like
Every
mean,
bedroom?
every bedroom.
Bathroom?
no.
I mean,
Maybe I'm just a man of
you're
habit.
taking the every room thing too seriously.
Yes.
She's just talking about, if you expect me to stay over, then I'm probably gonna
It's
do
gonna
it
happen.
I'm going to do some heinous shit.
Yeah.
in the
once.
house.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play
No,
around the world.
Okay.
The
So
dude
that's
from
that's
How to
all
Catch a
me and
Predator
Josh
might
are
show
saying
up.
is it's
Yeah.
only weird if
To
you
make it a
but, like,
game.
if I
Yeah.
wanna, but if not I, but if the girl
This is all hypothetical.
hypothetically, if the girl wants to be at the kitchen table and doing that, then she can do it.
I've never done it at the kitchen table.
But you done a porta john, you nasty fuck. God.
Yeah, if it was just me by myself, I would just be fine with the bathroom every time. But
Live
like,
like Caligula.
who?
Caligula.
I know that name.
The Roman Empire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Calligraphy?
Why is everybody talking about the damn Roman
I don't
Empire?
know.
Do you know this? There's a bunch of memes about chicks asking their dudes
Yep.
like how much they think of the Roman Empire.
Apparently, dudes think about the Roman Empire more than I think about anything else.
I do not.
Me neither.
I don't think about
A
nothing.
lot of guys they respond like on a video. The woman will take a video of her asking, "How much do you think about the Roman Empire?" And a lot of guys are like, "Every day,"
every day.
Why?
because
I like the Roman Empire.
mean,
the Roman Empire fell at about the
like
level
where we're at.
the level of authority that the United States of
Right,
America
I
is
get
at right
that, but it's
See,
not
that's
something-
what I was looking for is because I Googled it quite a bit because it's been said on Rogan and like all the big dude podcasts that like the Roman Empire, one of the big things whenever it failed was like they started questioning gender and like identity and stuff like that.
Like what
or
we're doing
whatever.
now.
Yeah, well, so like that's I think that's where I thought like all of that was going because
Yeah.
I've heard that quote 10 different times.
Well, I think
from-
that is the correlation maybe they're making.
Is it
now.
okay? I Googled it and I just really didn't find anything. It was just all like, "What's this meme?" or whatever. So
There's a really good documentary or whatever docu-series on Netflix about the Roman Empire. It's 3 parts, and it's like the start, like Augustus,
yeah, Caesar.
then to Caligula, and then to I think Nero, and like how it went out. It was great with Augustus. He built it up, and like his whole line of
Nero was a psychopath.
it was, and then Caligula, his dad was Germanicus, and he was like the best like soldier in all of the Roman Empire, but he was the next in line. Well, he ended up like keeping Caligula with him all the time. Like he'd travel with him to all these wars, and like he was like raised him to be this awesome like soldier king one day because he was going to be the third in line. Well, Germanicus died in battle, so I forget who was in.
Rip.
Rip, yeah,
R.I.P..
yeah. He died, and everybody was sad. Well, so they gave this huge funeral for him. Well, they shipped Caligula and his brother off to this island, maybe called I just keep it Cyprus or somewhere, and like pretty much exiled him because the Caesar in charge then didn't want him to be like next in line or whatever. Well, he gets sick, so the only next person in line, because he never had a son, he thought he would have like a son during that time.
Uh-huh.
So he has to pretty much take Caligula back in and keep that bloodline pure, and he takes over. And he'd had this whole life of like being scared, like always thinking he was going to die, you know. So he just went off the fucking rails whenever he got in charge, and like he brought back like at first he was doing like really good. He brought back like the games and the people loved him. Well, then he got really sick, and he got a fever of like 105, and it fucked him up. Then he started fucking his sisters and all sorts of shit. And they ended up, you know, he ended up like killing all the people and just putting terrible taxes. And so when I say like Caligula, he just did whatever. Like it was men, women, whatever. He didn't care. You know what I mean?
Good for him.
I watched a movie called about the Apostle Paul the other day, and this is like 40 years after Jesus Christ died. Nero is the emperor of Rome, and he's using Christian bodies as lampposts in the streets.
Yeah, man, persecution.
Lighting them. Yeah, and I also did a research paper about him one time. He competed in the Olympic Games as the emperor.
Yeah.
And
did he win everything?
like the chariot races, he wrecked. Kind of like what was the Dictator with Sacha Baron
he
Cohen.
pulls the gun out.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I used. That's what I used in my presentation was that clip of the gun.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is Nero right here. But he was in a chariot race and he wrecked. But he made everybody else stop until he could get a new chariot, and then they continued the race, and he magically
First
won.
place.
Yeah.
But I think it's the Kim Jong-un. It might be. I don't know if that's the one.
He has
or
basketball tournaments or something, doesn't he?
Well, like I said, I don't know which Un or Jong it was, but one of them, there was like a write-up in like one of their newspapers or whatever, and it was like he actually like hit a hole in one on every hole.
Every hole.
He's never played golf before. He's a prodigy. Yada yada.
He
yada.
doesn't have a butthole because he burns up so much energy he doesn't even have to poop.
Wow.
Yep, his butthole's sewn shut.
Sewn shut.
Yep, he burns up so much energy by all the good work he does that he doesn't have to poop.
Wow. Maybe if he pooped, his people would have some food.
Speaking of chariots, so
Can't wait. I've been waiting for this in a long time.
have you guys ever heard of people referring to vehicles as their chariot?
No.
Anybody cool?
Yeah, I have.
I've heard this. Your
chariot
chariot awaits. Yeah, but
I got a buddy who's.
it's like being sarcastic or whatever.
I don't even know. He lived over in
it
Germany
pussy
or
wagon.
somewhere for a long time. He was in the military, and like, he calls roads dual carriageways because that's what they fucking call them over there.
Where at?
Yeah, I think he lived in Germany for a while.
Well-
We know what happened to them.
Air Force is what he was in.
So, the reason I ask is because there was a situation where someone's car wouldn't start in the parking lot at work, and they ended up having to call, AAA, get assistance, and every time we talked to this person, and even in emails, they referred to their vehicle as their chariot. Like they were outside with their chariot waiting for AAA. They were with their chariot. It wouldn't start. They drove a little bit in their chariot and then it stopped. So I just had never... And every time I would read chariot, I thought of Pharaoh and the 10 Commandments. And so I just immediately thought of that movie. And it's the only time I've ever heard of it. So I just didn't know if anybody else...
I've not heard somebody seriously say it. I've heard not like that. I've heard somebody say it really in jest before. And also, I do it with like people all the time and be like, "Your chariot awaits."
Right.
Like when they're getting in my car or whatever. It's a Ford
it's like-
Escape. It's
but
definitely not a chariot.
Is there a horse in the parking lot?
Right.
Yeah.
Are you Amish? Or a Mennonite?
Like, see, they could say that if they were in Lowe's and they're like, "Your chariot awaits." There's really a damn horse attached to a buggy.
Boy, Mennonites got it easy.
Why is that?
They kind of, I don't understand them. So they're like,
They're still like they don't have to pay taxes, but
they drive modern vehicles.
some of them can drive modern vehicles. Some of them
They use
can have
electricity.
phones, electricity, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I don't
And,
understand.
Over in Todd County, they can't have cars, but they can have tractors, and they
seen that.
soup these things up to do 60.
They really
And
do.
like They use them as road vehicles.
They drive into Clarksville like
windows are tinted.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, windows are tinted.
I remember when Movies and More was open in Franklin.
Oh, shoot.
And so
That's where I saw my first porn. When I was about 6.
I worked at Piggly Wiggly in high school, and I would go to the tanning bed at Movies and More either on my break or whenever. And I remember going over there one day on break, and I was behind a Mennonite girl who had tanning bed lotion, goggles, and everything. So she was going to the tanning bed.
I remember it.
And so I
don't remember that actual story, but
Right.
I remember my mom going and like wearing those goggles, and I would have to walk around Movies and More by myself while she was in the tanning bed, and like I would sneak over to the porn section, and like one time this old lady,
I'm going to the tanning bed.
because she was like, she had me at 26, so she would have been 32 at the time, still trying to look good. Me right now, I'm trying to look fresh.
Yeah,
I got
true.
you.
Just because you
I was
don't
gonna
care
say-
what
I
you
was
look
gonna say my-
like.
Well, I guess I just think about her now.
yeah.
No
60-year-old.
offense. I don't mean nothing
Yeah.
like by that.
I was like, I remember going to my aunt's house. Well, that's where I'm.
I need to go now.
My aunt had aunt, whatever, had a tanning bed, and I remember going over to her house, and Mom would tan while I was
Yeah.
bebopping around the house.
My grandparents had a tanning bed, but I was never allowed around it because they probably knew I'd get in there and tear something up.
Yeah, I got in a few times back in the day. It used to, whenever I was still living in Bowling Green, I had a Planet Fitness membership, and I'd pop in there every now and then, do 5 minutes. Feels good, especially after you get done working out, man.
I remember
Those things are nasty, ain't they?
Yeah, they are.
You just lay in
I
a
did
pool of sweat.
At the Planet Fitness one, I did the one that where I stood up, so I didn't have to touch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, stand up for 5 minutes. Just stand
I
up.
remember I was getting ready to go on spring break in high school, and the local gym had like 2 tanning beds in it, and I was trying to get a little tan before I
But
go.
that local gym was.
Oh, they had a bottle of like rubbing alcohol there. You just spray it down, before you get in there. I remember going home and I had like a sunburn, and my dad was like, "Where'd you get sunburn at?" Because it was like February, and I was like, "From the tanning bed." Fucking tanning bed. What are you doing getting in a tanning bed?
What am I raising? Some little silly
Yeah,
nanny?
what are you doing getting in a tanning bed? You don't go to the gym, lift weights? The fuck you doing getting in a tanning bed? And I was like, never mind, I didn't get in a tanning bed. Jeez.
Never again, Pops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry I tried to talk to you about something. That's just a different generation, though. You know what I mean?
Was, yeah.
I couldn't imagine my son going to the tanning bed, like just like willing, like, oh, I went to the tanning bed today.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I might go tomorrow. Hell, I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's not good for
It's
you.
not, it's not good for you. I was like, I know that now, but like, it does feel good.
Yeah, I can't be out in the sun too much.
it's a stress reliever.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because it's warm?
Yeah,
You got that fan blowing all up on you?
Vitamin D and
I take
just
that and
the
a pill.
I do too.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. I would go to decompress.
Yeah, it's like something like 2/3 of all the world is vitamin D deficient. Like we don't get enough vitamin D.
So during the first round of COVID, like a lot of the people that passed away, like one of the big things was they were all vitamin D deficient.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can believe it because you feel like shit. Like mine got really low, and
Yeah, that's
I felt
that's why
terrible.
seasonal depression's a thing, because the sun's not out
Right.
as long as it normally is, and you don't get enough vitamin D.
Shit, I've been training all year for it, staying inside. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm ready. They ain't gonna get me this year.
Yeah, you'd think I wouldn't have anxiety or depression as much as I'm outside, but here we are.
Yeah, I
We
think
need,
it's.
we need some heat lamps in here.
Do you think like going back to the depression, anxiety? I like my dad. Thinking back, like I remember my mom, she got on some like anti-anxiety medication, like a lot of my friends' moms did, like back in the day. But like now, do you think like our dads, they obviously did, like had to deal with like depression, anxiety, like around our age? Like I think it's a big time.
Yeah,
It's like when like I never had it like really until a couple years ago.
I didn't have it until 2020.
Yeah,
I
that's
almost
fun.
think
2020 is when mine flared up.
it's a lot of the. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think it's a lot of the chemicals that they put in our foods now, and
yeah.
a lot of our diets now compared to what they were even 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's got a lot to do with it, and then I think a lot of it goes back on the vitamin D thing too. Is like kids back in the day would be outside because there wasn't nothing to do inside, so you'd be outside all the time playing because what, you gonna stare at a wall?
I think we stare at our like social media. I think that is a lot of it too. Like we're always like not necessarily like wanting to live some other life or whatever, but like it's just always there. Like
It's always there.
we're never unplugged from nothing.
I was gonna say everybody that you know posts the most happy things that are going on in their life, and like you'll see that on like a day you're not having a good day on,
Right.
and you'll be like, man, I wish I was living their life instead of mine.
Right.
But in reality, like they go through the same days.
I always think that our generation has so much like mental health, like if you want to call it a mental health crisis or whatever, is because we've seen some shit. Like think about all of the things that we have witnessed. At least me. So I grew up, I was in elementary school during the Gulf War. I was in elementary school during Oklahoma City, the Unabomber, O.J. Simpson trial. You have anthrax. You have 9/11. Like you have all of these
School shootings started to
yeah.
ramp
You
up.
have
I mean,
Columbine
yeah,
that started when I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
yeah.
And so there's just so much that we have witnessed and been through at a young age that
Even after high school, we had the Boston bombings and
Right.
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook broke me down.
Uvalde, Virginia Tech.
I was so sad yesterday. I almost called y'all and quit the podcast for good because I thought to myself, I'm never gonna be funny again. I was that sad
You
yesterday.
gotta be funny to start.
That's what I was.
You're okay. You're gonna be okay.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right, buddy.
You gotta provide something in order to let us down.
That's right.
You
Just keep on doing what you're doing, baby doll.
Just keep on going. I was
Yeah,
actually
you're
hoping
doing-
you were gonna get better one day.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Definitely wasn't yesterday.
We got you on the right track.
Why? Did you bomb in front of a couple people yesterday or something, or what?
Oh man, I relapsed real bad
Hold the mic up.
Friday. I relapsed real bad Friday and Saturday, and just all that alcohol.
Oh yeah, that'll
Just-
kill you.
Man,
Yeah.
I mean, it almost literally did.
The mental is,
Yeah.
I can imagine. Like, I haven't drank in a while, but I know, like, it would be fun while I did it.
Yeah.
But the next day, I would
The
hate
hangover
myself.
didn't hurt at all. It was all the mental.
Yeah.
Feeling like a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disappointing yourself.
Yeah, disappointing
Shame.
yourself, yeah.
Ashamed of yourself.
Shame.
But hey, it's a new day. Every
Yeah.
day's a new day.
Boatloads of shame.
Man.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
It is.
So
It's a
What,
long freaking week.
2 days sober now?
Yeah, you're on the up and up.
3.
3 days.
Okay, well you said this weekend. I didn't know.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're
Okay,
gonna start
3
today.
days sober.
Can't get to day 3053 without getting to day 3. You
Yeah.
know,
True.
man. I quit counting days after like 300. It just gets to where I don't even keep up with it anymore.
I was say if I ever do it, I'll probably make it to a year, and then I'll just try to not think about it.
Yeah, I don't. we
I
don't-
was gonna say I might even ever count. I mean, there was one time. It was actually earlier this year. I went like 2 months. I said I was going to go 2 months without drinking,
go dry.
and I did it. And I didn't drink again for another like 2 weeks after that 2 months. I just didn't even notice.
I don't even
Like,
think
I
about
just-
it.
Like if I'm not thinking about it, I ain't doing it. The only reason I did start up again was because I just went to a cookout and somebody handed me a beer, and I was
That's
like,
why I'll tell
"Let's
you,
rock."
I don't think about it unless I'm at a place where a lot of it's going on. And then I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that. Or, like that's my thing. Or like I get anxiety leading up to an event
Yeah.
to where I think, cause I don't want to, because what y'all do is I don't care. So like I feel like sometimes around like some of my friends, like I make them uncomfortable, like sometimes about drinking because like they don't want to drink in front of me, like to where like, it's like I stress out about that too.
See, that's so silly. I had a really good friend of mine. She got sober right before you, I think.
Yeah.
I think she's got a year on you.
Mhm.
Because I thought it was weird that I had like you and her, and even though me and you weren't that close back then, I was drinking back then, but at the same time, like I went to like a bunch of AA meetings with her.
Yeah.
Just like in support. Obviously, I wasn't drinking while I was at the AA.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You
But
hear
I'm
this
just here. I'm just stepping in.
in the background?
I'm just here, but I think I went to one in person with her, and then I think the rest of them were all like virtual because ended up being COVID.
Oh,
whenever
they're
she-
good. Like a good meeting is a good time. Like,
Oh, it really was.
I got
even
burnt out.
For me, like that, I think that's really what switched in my head was like I just need to like start taking months off. Even
Yeah.
even if I'm not drinking a lot. Like
well, it's good to get perspective on things to
Yeah.
clear up.
But I remember hearing some of the stories in there, and I don't think any of them are funny by any means. But man,
Shit, some of them are.
Yeah, I'm sure they
You
are.
can't laugh right then, unless everybody else does, and then I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard a lot of sad ones, and I was like,
Dude.
this did a wear on you, man. That's why I was like, I don't know if I ever did get sober or wanted to get sober, and I don't know if I could go that route.
That's kind of why I quit going, because like when I got out of rehab, they tell you to go to 90 meetings in 90 days, because keep it in the habit, and I wasn't doing that, but I was going to, it was called IOP. It was like outpatient. So I was doing that 3 days a week, and I was doing a meeting every Monday, Tuesday, taking Wednesday night off every Thursday and Friday, and I might do a Saturday or Sunday meeting. So I was going to 5 or 7 meetings a week for like a year, and I got so tired of just hearing, because like after a while it was just like almost like PTSD, because I would get like there would be new people in there, and they'd be like, well, I'm getting kicked out of my house, I'm I'm losing my kids, and I'd be like, I'm way past, like, not that I'm better than them. But it was just like, dude, I don't even want to think about that stuff. Like, I'm trying to.
Well, that was the thing that like kind of woke me up, and like, cause I had like thoughts. It was like maybe I do drink too much, and then I like went and listened to all of that, and I was like, yeah, I've never been anywhere close to what.
No, man,
I've never been even. Touched.
You've never shot wasp spray up in you to get high?
No.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had a buddy's stepmom tell us one time. She said, I've tried everything under the kitchen sink to try to get high. And I was like,
That's insane. That's true, though. People do. But those are good too. Like Christy, she went to Al-Anon meetings. Like like if you're with an alcoholic or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like a support group, and it was. She has some good experience with that, I think.
I liked it.
I went to a men's Christian Bible study the other night, and there was 2 new guys there. There was like 20 guys there. At the end of it, they asked the 2 new guys what our stories were, and then one guy was just like, well, I'm here. And then they're like, well, Nick, what about you? And then I told them about all of the past 17 years of drinking. I spilled the beans, and then you could just see the shock on everybody's face. I was like, well, maybe this isn't the group for this.
Right.
Sorry, y'all got everything under control.
Yeah.
Right. And that, it's everybody's story's different. So, I mean, everybody's done bad shit, even out of addiction. Even if you're not an addict, everybody's got, life's messy.
There's probably something you're addicted to.
Everybody does. Whether it's work or anything. I mean, people don't see their families because they work all the damn time,
Yeah.
So you can pull from. I don't think anybody has it figured out.
No. No.
And that's what finally helped me out, was thinking, hey, you're not going to be perfect, so just be yourself and just don't do stuff that's going to hurt you.
Yep.
So
maybe do a little something every now and then that's going to hurt you, like just getting out there and like living, not
out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone and whatnot. I'm not talking about drugs or alcohol. I'm talking about like just getting out there and doing.
It's good for you. It's healthy.
Yeah.
Makes life worth living.
Yeah.
It really does, to get out of that comfort zone. It's scary. You got any thoughts on this, Christy? You've been over there quiet as a church, just shaking your head and listening.
Yep. Amen. Amen.
Whatever y'all say. Whatever. I still can't get over that person just dumping loads all over every room of that house.
I'm gonna have PTSD from that.
God, could you imagine? Nobody's ever house sitting for us. Nobody.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just lock that sucker up.
Maybe nobody wants me to house sit for them.
Maybe, apparently so.
Yeah, not anymore. Not after this one gets out, that's for sure.
Going to have us a sit down after this. I'm just kidding.
We're going to church tomorrow.
We're talking about church stuff. Well, it's been a pretty good episode.
What time we at?
Battery, we're at probably about 35 minutes. The battery's like 6% though.
Oh, okay. We can do a short, serious one, I guess. It was like half and half.
Yeah. We're about 40 minutes probably.
I just asked
we can keep it going till
I just asked my AI on Snapchat if she could give me a script for an advertisement for a podcast.
Yeah.
She said, "Sure. What kind of script are you looking for? Give me some details." And I said, "What about some anti-anxiety depression pills?" And she said, "I'm so sorry to hear that you were feeling down. It's important to talk to a professional who can help."
She can't solve that one. I thought they could do everything.
I just wanted her to give me something.
Write a commercial for grape soda for me.
Yeah. Grape soda. I love grape soda. You ever had grape Sprite?
Yeah.
Grape Sprite?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
You ever had it?
Half grape, half Sprite. You ever had
You
it?
ever had it?
You ever had it?
You ever had it?
I seen a video the other day. This dude's like sitting there eating like his McDonald's meal, and he has like a Sprite cup. It's purple, and his buddy's like, "Hey man, what do you got?" And he's like, "It's half grape, half Sprite. You ever tried it?" And the dude's like, keeps picking. He goes, "You ever tried it? Half grape,
yeah, I do
half
remember
Sprite.
that.
You ever tried it?
You ever tried it?" He keeps asking, and the
eyes are
dude never
bloodshot.
takes a drink of it.
His eyes are bloodshot.
Yes,
really.
he's high as a kite.
Hey man, what is this? You ever tried it?
It's 50-50. It's half Sprite,
Well, it's
half
probably one of
grape.
those McDonald's machines where you can like select
The
Sprite.
Ferrari Coke machines is what I call
Yeah,
them.
yeah, and you can hit the grape thing, and it'll like it's not really half.
I heard
and
those
half.
things like $250,000
For one of them.
for one of them. I know that's probably bullshit.
That's
But that's what
gotta
I
be
heard.
bullshit.
Well,
before.
it might be to set the whole thing up and all that because you got to
a
pay
bad
some.
dude,
I mean,
man.
you got to have like
1,000 different flavors.
the things
The
go
syrups,
back, like all the
plumbing.
plumbing and
Yeah.
tubes and stuff. Like go back into the back room. Like you've got to do like
Oh, that's true.
hundreds of feet of it, and I mean that's the labor is probably a big
A lot
part of it.
Yeah, I'd heard $250,000. I didn't. They could have when they first come out, maybe like a prototype. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like.
They are pretty cool though.
Oh yeah, them things are tight.
They tight. They still
I
ain't
don't
as
think
good
I've
as.
said that yet today. I just sneak it in there.
Yeah, you sneak it in there. You son of a bitch.
No cap.
We're not bringing that back.
Bussin'.
Yeah, there we go. Modern times. I still don't know why. I wonder how they come up with that term, bussin'.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Though? Like, it
Bustin'?
doesn't make any.
Yeah, it's got to be something from
bustin'.
Bustin'.
That's
bustin'.
bustin'.
Busted.
Bustin' my taste buds.
Busting good? Did we say what was busting?
Bustin's good. Bustin's good. Usually it talks about food. If something's
Yeah,
bustin'.
Bussin'.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
You think they're talking about Jerome Bettis, the bus?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because he's a big guy. He likes to eat.
I'm a Steelers
bus.
fan.
Well, who's the fridge? Isn't that a football player too? The
I
refrigerator?
almost feel like Walter
Cronkite.
Walton Goggins?
Mathau.
Walter, the grumpy old man. I'd be Jack Lemmon, I think, if I was
Colonel.
him, too. I wouldn't be Walter Matthau. I'd be the one that's got like
Who's the old man? The old man on that, and he's like,
his
"You
dad.
want to know how I survived at 95?
Bacon, yeah.
I woke up and I ate 14 pieces of bacon.
Drink beer.
I drank a beer. I smoked
At
a
lunch.
pack of cigarettes.
I'd have bacon
And I had a whiskey.
for supper. Yeah. He probably didn't eat no bullshit we eat now, though. You know what I mean? He probably was never depressed. He just said, "Fuck it, just drink a beer." You know? And get
Have you
over
ever
it.
seen that? It's like a. Is it Cosmo or what's the like women's magazine? That was-
Cosmopolitan?
Is it Cosmopolitan?
I'm sure there's
Okay.
several.
But it was like an like a wine. It's like how to lose 5 pounds in 5 days or something like that. And it was like this crazy diet that was like in their thing from the 70s, and it was like for breakfast eat 1 hard-boiled egg and a glass of wine. For lunch 2 hard-boiled eggs and a glass of
You ain't
wine.
gonna gain no weight. You can be farting.
Yeah. And then for, I think it was for dinner, it was like glass of like Finnish bottle, or maybe it was glass of wine, 6-ounce sirloin. I think that was it. And it was like, and then it was like for just like the final meal was
Finish the
like
bottle
just
off.
finish the bottle off.
Go to bed, pass out.
Yeah.
One bottle though wouldn't be enough through the whole day.
No, that, I mean, I'd probably have a pretty good like buzz.
Dude, I used to drink 3 or 4 bottles of red wine in a night.
Ugh.
They would have a
Oh,
terrible
man.
hangover. I
Like,
loved
I
it.
could. I don't know how much is in a box of wine.
Dude,
but
my
I could do a
mouth be
box.
purple, dude. Like I would drink that much
Wow.
wine.
Oh, look at Josh's hair. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Christy, how do you remove the shell from a hard-boiled egg? I tried a hard-boiled eggs the other day, and then I was going to do deviled eggs. But I kept freaking damaging the egg when I was taking the shell off.
You gotta put them in an ice bath, don't you?
You have to put them in an ice bath.
Directly as after
They
you cook 'em?
right after it's finished,
That's the
you
trick.
have to put it in an ice
Oh,
bath.
my.
Let it
Loosens it.
let it soak in that, and you know once it's thoroughly cold, then you can do it. But what I do is I don't like I tap it, like I'll roll it like on. Like if it's a cutting board or whatever I'm using, I'll roll it to soften it up. So, because you don't want to hit it hard or it'll bust and you'll have
Bus
bus
everywhere.
like it'll break the yolk or
The
the
membrane.
yeah.
Yep. And that is why we came here, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Fine by Me. I'm Nick.
Wes.
Josh, and our special guest, and we thank you for coming, Christy Biggs.
Love y'all.
Thanks for having me.